I know why they can't let me get any views. Like, I'm a genius, and they're not allowed to let you talk to me because I'm a fucking genius. And like if you could know on some level, like, that the shit that comes out of my mouth would, like, if you, like, was able to know, like, that's real, you would, like, wake the fuck up. And they can't have that. They can't have you waking up. So they, even if they gave me views, it's like they buy robots and ramp up my views, and then, like, just all kinds of shit. So I don't even want to. I don't follow any trends. I'm not a lemming. And I mean, it just seems like something makes sense. But I guess nothing, it's like nothing happens. So I call it the deception when nothing happens, but like, when something's happening, but it's like, what the fuck is happening? I call that the deception. Because something's happening, but it doesn't seem like it is, so it's like you're being deceived because you think everything's normal, but it's really not. It's like the secret societies are in secret. So while you're like, oh, nothing's going on, and behind secret organizations, behind their closed doors, they're really like the Bilderberg meeting. Like the Bilderberg meeting. But that's the thing, it's like, I don't think it's the Bilderberg, but it's like something's happening, but the deception is like leaving it. So it's like con artists don't want you to catch on to their con. If someone stole from you, they don't want you to know that it was them. So they would lie, cheat, and steal, but they're not going to admit to what they did. So it's like, you know something's going on, but it's like, the gist of it it's like smart and stupid. It's like, it's smart because they're geniuses, they're fucking you over. But it's stupid because their lives must really suck if they get off on hurting others. So I could only imagine, like, the elite need life extension technology. Their lives are miserable. They have all the money in the world, and so they have to keep living a miserable life with lots of money. And so you would enjoy your money. Like, say you had, if you just won the lottery right now, you would enjoy it. They're so used to it, they can't even enjoy it, and they extend their lives forever. It's just a life of misery. So that's why they have to get off on your misery, because they don't even understand misery on a certain level. They don't have feelings. They're no different than any other zombie, except they're rich. The alphas are brainwashed too, if you didn't know it. It's only John the Savage that really wasn't. And so the alphas think they're alphas and they're not. Because they might know more than your average zombie, but they're not the alpha. They're not alpha like they think. That's the thing. I mean, on a certain level, yeah, they're alphas, but that's the Illuminati. The Illuminati are the alphas, the betas, the delta, and the Alex Huxley Brave New World. Alex Huxley, Brave New World, alphas and deltas. The alphas are the Illuminati. Like, if you turn on the news, you're like, I'm going to turn on the TV. Oh, there's the news. The person sitting there saying whatever they are saying, that's going to be an alpha. You want to point at an alpha? That's the alpha. The alpha knows it's an alpha. The woman at the desk telling you what the news is for the day, she knows she's brainwashing you. That's alpha level. Like, they know they're brainwashing you. They know it. They know it's bad. They don't care. They're alphas. You're less than them. It's okay. If you're like the scum of the earth to them, they're like, oh, it's okay to brainwash you then. It's okay, because they're alphas. So what makes them feel safe? Mind boggles. You know, like if somebody was like, if you had 5 apples, and you ate 12 of them, how many apples would you have left? Like, minus 7. But what if you're like, that boggles my mind? You would just be like retarded. So it's like, what makes an alpha feel safe? 1 + 1 = boggled mind. I don't know. If someone's brainwashing you, if someone's robbing you, if someone does something, what makes them feel safe about... There's that thing, like, if someone robs you, aren't they afraid of retaliation? What if you're not defenseless like they think? So they're gullible on some level. And a lot of criminals aren't really intelligent. The Illuminati may be more informed than your average zombie, but they are nothing different than your average zombie. They may appear more attractive and think they're better, but they may even be a little better, but they're really not. Like, they're not. John the Savage is the fucking Trump on all of them. That's the real deal right there. It was called John the Savage. So the cognitive dissonance that I'm trying to understand here is when you pay an alpha to brainwash a delta, if you pay an Illuminati member to brainwash some other people, some zombies, It's okay. It's rationalized. You're getting money. You're getting paid. You're getting a reward. Like Miley Cyrus. Like, what kind of fantasy world do you think she lives in? She probably knows she has to brainwash you. I think Ray William Johnson knows he has to dumb you down. I think the pink guy, what's his name? Let's see. I think Filthy Frank kind of like understands that he has to keep things at like a mind-numbing, low, brain-dead level. And I'm not that. So YouTube hates me. Like, the corporation of YouTube, the fucking dudes that sit behind the desk and they're like, you know, we can only allow stupid. Whatever this guy's doing here is not going with the flow of stupid. So let's hit this censorship button. So it's like I have to find a new website. I don't know if they hacked me or what, but I can't make any comments. I don't know if they blocked me or what. Doesn't matter if I use a different account. I can't make comments. Other people are making comments. It won't do. It just, when I hit it, it says error. And if I use a different thing, a different whatever, I can't make a comment. I don't know. I don't know what it is, what the deal is. People are making them for me. I can't make it for them. I don't know. And half of what I did was in comments. Like, I left intelligent comments. And so they knew they had to prevent that. Like, oh my god, we have to censor his comments, because what if somebody read it and it like made sense to them? It's not mind-numbing. We gotta prevent him. They allow the mind-numbing comments, but you're not allowed to have any. It's okay to be stupid. You're not allowed to be smart. Being smart means you get punished, but the reward itself is like priceless. Like, there's a new reward with intelligence. It's not money necessarily. It might be not needing as much money, like being self-sufficient and farming your own food. You don't need the money to go and get it necessarily. And even if you bartered what you grew, you know, they can tap my lights and put a little meter on it and charge me for that. But the second I put up a solar panel, that thing starts running backwards, and they pay me half of what they would have charged me for that. And they pay that to me, half of what they would have charged me. So if I would have got a $100 electric bill every month, they're going to give me $50 back because I bought a fucking solar panel. The solar panel is already paying for itself. Not only are you getting free power, they're going to be giving you the excess energy back. You're paying to free yourself rather than paying to just pay to pay. That's where they have to end it. They're like, wait, he's thinking. That was just a thought. Whatever you just did right there, as an alpha, I have to. That's what I'm censoring. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm doing. You know. How much do I get paid a year for this? 6 figures to censor me? You know, like, god damn, like, why don't you just give me the 6 figures and I'll just shut up? No, they can't. They have to pay, like, lobotomized bums, you know, and meth, or money, or 6 figures a year. And they don't just do it to me. I guess that's their, like, lump sum. Like, oh, you know, we have a list. Here's 6 figures, go after the list, or whatever. And it's like, not that I'm really on any list. but it's like, I kind of am, because, like, no intelligence gets through to these people. Like, they might know what 1 plus 1 is, but you add cognitive dissonance, and boom, the rationality is fucked. And I don't get it. Like, somebody came up with cognitive dissonance. Some guy someday was like, you know, look at how they're acting. That's really fucked up. I can obviously see that. I'm gonna write this down, make a book about it. And then, like, later on, he's like recognized as, like, wow, you know, he could tell the psyche, and he wrote it down and explained it, and if you read what he says and look at people, it makes sense when he's seen that normally. And it's like, I don't know exactly how much, but it's like, how can the guy, how can a guy write down cognitive dissonance and all this stuff about it, and then, like, you're smart enough to get things, but you will never get something that is online you could look up. It must mean something. Some guy wrote it down someday and you can look it up or something. I mean, like, who would get that? When will you get that? Like, how? That's the fear of intelligence. Like, some people are afraid of the dark, and some people are afraid of the light, and some people have a fear of intelligence. And that's what they do. They just totally, if they're not censoring me, you're censoring yourself through, like, the panopticon, where you're like, oh, like, I'm a lemming, I'm not supposed to think, and here you are thinking. And it's like, what does, if you went to school and learned algebra, and you could grasp algebra, you're like, I get algebra, and you can sit there and regurgitate on command all kinds of really good, and you were, like, good at algebra, and it appeared like you knew what you were saying, but you could never grasp the idea of cognitive dissonance. You could never say, oh, I get this, or hey, somebody said, hey, check this out. Like, no one in the earth can do that, but yet some guy did it at some time. So how can people know algebra, and they'll be like, I hate algebra, but I was taught it in school, so I know it. But it's like, okay, well, it seems like you're smart enough to get something. Why is it so hard to grasp certain ideas? Like this idea, like, that's where that seems like they're lobotomized. Like, they're like functional zombies. They can do algebra, but they don't understand, like, anything else. Like, they had to be forced in a school to know that, and, like, sat there and whipped. And it's like, where's the freedom there? I don't know. I found a $10 coin in the garbage. I just remembered. Weird memory. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, $10 coin? Like, I found $10 in the garbage, like, twice today. No, once yesterday and once today. No, twice. Once yesterday and twice today. $10 in the garbage. Like, the first time was quarters. The first time was quarters. It was like $10 in quarters in a bag that was in the trash. It was in the trash. You know, I know what trash looks like. And then today there was a bunch of trash, and I looked in it, and it just had random weird stuff. And it had this. There was like this block. There was like this plastic block, and you could see in it. And I look in it, and it's a silver coin that was placed in one of those big blocks of clear plastic. And it's like, I could crack that open and get that silver fucking dollar out of there, and that's worth $8 in scrap. If I went and scrapped it, they'd hand me $8. If I sold it for $1 more than scrap, I might get $10. In which I think somebody would buy that for $10. That'd be worth $10. And it's black too. That could just be the silver tarnished, but for some reason it was black. And it's like, well, maybe something was up with it, and that's why it was encapsulated to begin with, so it might even be worth more than 10. And it's like, how the fuck does someone throw away an encapsulated silver $half? Like, wow, you know. And it happens so much, and I'm like, why should I go and get a job when every day I find $10 in the garbage? And the more I'm keen to knowing where the $10 in the garbage is, the more I find it, and the better I get. And it's like, you're throwing your life away, but I'm supposed to go and do that too. Like, the only thing keeps me in the Matrix is garbage. And that's like the Labyrinth movie, where it's like I'm trapped in the labyrinth. It's very interesting. It makes me think a lot about it. I don't know, I'm pissed. My fucking life is ruined. And I'm not going to take the entire blame. I think, you know, I'm stupid. Yeah, sure. Great. But I think that's where they get you. Like, you're bad. I love you, but you're bad. Like, that's really normal to hear that. Like, oh, it's always you. And I'm like, on some level, like, I am not every person. I am not every dollar bill. I'm not all the problems in the world. It can't be entirely me. So I know I'm retarded on some level, but you, me. It's not just me. You're here too. Are you denying that you exist and that you have a part in existing? No, that's okay. I'm the only thing that exists and matters, and so that just makes me the whole problem. Like, luckily I listen to NASA sometimes, and they're like, we have to, if we go to space, we are not reliant on you. We need a crew that works together and goes to space, and without that, we're nothing. So when people blame me, all the time, 20%. I have to know, like, hey, like, if I accept the blame, I'm gonna just, it's a demoralization, depression type thing. It's tricking your subconscious every minute of every day, every time somebody says anything to you. Every word, every trick, every phrase. Words have meaning, words hurt you. But when they demoralize you, they trick you, they say you're bad, you know, you gotta, like, defeat that shit, man. A lot of people will be like, oh, well, when you fight back, you get respect, so now we respect you. That's where I don't respect them. I don't need their respect. I don't need you to say, are you mad, bro? And then I'm like, yeah, and they're like, okay, you're mad, we respect you. I'm like, that's zombie. Like, there's no logic there. 1 + 1 = 2. Pissing you off to, like, gain respect, that's just demoralization and everything else. And I'm not talking about trolling. This is real life. Like, it could be anybody. Your best friend, your girlfriend, your kids. It could be anything. Your boss. You know, it's like, you know, that's why they're like, well, you don't let people walk on you. Then you get their respect. It's like, I don't need their respect. And so they're like, well, you don't need our respect. We respect you. And it's like, you're retarded. Like, you're still talking. You're retarded. I don't need your respect. I don't care. No, because you don't need it. Now you need us. That's what they think. They think you need them. When they're like, get a job. It's like, to them, that's like them saying they need you. For what? Like, if I go get a job, what does that have to do with the guy that lives 10 houses down from me? It doesn't. But for some reason in their minds, they think like the regurgitation. They're like, the answer is get a job. It's like, that's true. But what if you said no? Like, isn't freedom the choice? People are like, there is no choice. Go get a job. You have to. There is no choice. You will die. You will live under a bridge. Did you know Ronald Popo, the Miami face-eating cannibal, the guy Ronald Popo, he graduated, like, he had the top score of his class, all A's. He went to college, graduated college, then disappeared and became homeless, and everybody thought he was dead. So it's like, they said he had an IQ of like 180 or something, you know, something crazy. And it's like, he chose to go be homeless. Like, you could look this up, like Ronald Popo, the guy that got his face eaten off by a zombie, and it's like, you know, what's the zombie? Well, you know, I don't know about that zombie, I guess. You know, he was carrying a Bible. And he ate some dude's face off. Okay, so zombies can carry Bibles. Because that's why he ate his face off. Because he said, you took my Bible, and then ate his face off. So I don't think the dude was altogether there if he's eating people's face off and he for a Bible or something. Where's the logic there? That's the thing. Like, if I'm walking down the road and some dude's like, "You took my Bible, I'm gonna eat your face," I'm like, what? Like, a lot of times I find things broken in the garbage. And I'm like, this is not going to take much to fix this. And when I fix it, it's not trash. Like, just somebody didn't even know what they had and didn't care. And it's like, it's just garbage. And they're so overloaded with garbage. Like, there were so many dishes in the garbage. Like, just the garbage is like stacked full of dishes. And it's like, don't people eat off dishes? Like, how many dishes are there in the planet for just garbage cans and garbage cans to just be stacked full of dishes? Like, it's almost like, I remember when I got my first apartment, I had to go buy dishes. And it's like, I wish I would have knew to just look in the garbage, because I probably could have saved myself like $50 or something, you know? And it's like, the garbages are just so full of dishes. They're brand new, and it's like, who makes dishes? Somebody should call them and tell them to find a new business, because it's just not going to do anything. And who buys dishes? Like, dishes everywhere. Dishes everywhere. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I like dishes, I like drinking out of them. I'm always buying cups and shit. And it's like, I buy cups. Why are they in the garbage? Why would nobody buy them? Why would nobody want them? It doesn't make any sense. They're dishes, they're good. It's just mind-boggling, like dishes. There's a million of them. What sense does that make? I don't fucking know. Like, so I just take a few. Like, every time I find dishes, if there's like 100 dishes in the trash, I'm like, well, I'll take one or two, you know. It's like, because then I can kind of see like how they function and work, and like what kind of dish was that good for. It's a cup, it's a saucer. What's a cup and saucer? I don't know. And then they're like, one guy found $1,000 in the garbage. They're like, hey, this guy found a jewel-encrusted diamond in the garbage because he was going through it and found the jewelry, and then he went and was checking it out and found out one of them was like $1,000, and I'm like, how the fuck, you know? Like, it could have been just sitting there at the yard sale, and somebody might have been like $1, and they're like, oh, it didn't sell, throw it away. And it's like, people just walked by, couldn't believe it was real or something. So they just walk by, and it's like the Mark Dice. Like, Mark Dice is like, hey, I got this gold dollar. Like, would you give me $20 for this gold dollar? And they're like, nah, man, I don't know, nah. And he's like, we could go verify it's real right over here. It's real, $20. And they're like, nah. And it's like, it's $1,000 gold coin. And then he, at the end of it, he's like, well, I'm going to go cash it in. And he goes and cash it in, and they're like, pfft. And he's like, whatever. You don't want this? Okay. And it's like, it's so true. It's like, what the fuck? Like, of course I wouldn't be there. And even if I did, he probably wouldn't do it, but... Like Mark Dice, like you're watching Mark Dice and you're like, this is real. And I live here. Every day. And something's got, what comes of that? Like, what is going to come of this? And these stupid people. And how, how I gotta be censored because I think. Like, I'm censored because I think. Like, real deal, like, deep shit. Like, oh, you're smart? Oh, well, you're not allowed to use YouTube then. Censor. It's like, it's no shit, dude. It's like, way out there, dumb, and you're like... I mean, because I have a fucking brain, like... I'm not allowed to have an opinion because I have a brain. It's just too far, dude. And then you're there every day, and you're like looking at these people like every day. Like, I live in a prison planet full of these people. Like, how can this happen? And they're all like happy and giddy about it, and I'm like, why can they be happy but I can't? And then if I do, it's like there's just like a million zombies show up, and they're like, we're here to fuck you up or something. Anyway, which is funny, but it's like they're like, durr, 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 I'm so happy. And it's like, what the fuck? I mean, it's so far from making any sense. 1 + 1 = 2. Zombie plus zombie is like gone. Like, I must be stupid because I don't get 1 + 1. Like, it equals zombie. I don't know. I don't know whether to care or not care. I just exist. I'm alive, but I'm not one of them, and they're like, durr, and I'm like, why doesn't that happen to me? Like, you're like, durr, everybody loves me, life is so great, and I'm like, that's cool, but you're like that, why can't I do that? Like, it's like you're crying, and I'm like, I can't do whatever you're doing there. You're like, I'm like, I don't have that. And I'm supposed to be depressed. Like, and then they're like, durr, 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 and I'm like, I don't do that either. There's a lot of these things I don't, and it's like so weird because they do it. They just go there and they do it. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if I do it or not. And then even people be like, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? And it's like, I don't know. For some reason, you can go as a zombie. Zombies can do whatever they want, and it's fine. It doesn't matter if there's a law against it or not. They get to do whatever they want. But when it comes to me, all I get to do is watch. And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. And then people are like, you have more, you have the property, and you have this, and you have that. And I'm like, Good, I'm leading by example. You're jealous of me? Like, well, I'm jealous of you. But that's what I was really going for, is like leading by example. If my property made you fucking jealous, good. And that's why I don't have a lot of friends, because it's really weird when you're smart enough to get something and they're just jealous and they could never get property a day in their fucking life because they can't make decisions like that unless they were rich. Then it's too late. They're like already brain dead probably. For me, it feels like later, like late, too late. I got property. Yeah, it's too late now. I wish I had it 10 years ago. But even then, it's like, that's why you ascend from the darkness. That's probably the only reason I have property, is because I've never had anything. So now I ascend from the darkness. I think that's the only like real path I see in enlightenment, is farming rabbits will be the most enlightening, fulfilling, life-fulfilling journey thing, is like farming rabbits and then not going to Walmart or any store. Like, your store is now your rabbits or your cow or your chickens, and having the land and the shit. You know, I only have like 4 acres or something. That's not a big farm, but 4 acres, you know, it's not too tiny, you know, it's not real big either, but it's a lot better than like these postage stamp yards around here. And I'm like, dude, you can tell, like, these houses next door, like, they didn't put a lot of thought into buying that place. It might be nice, but it's like, the only benefit I can see is you have a neighbor, if you like that. Me personally, nah. I wouldn't mind if they were like normal and kept to themselves. I'd be like, cool, maybe we could like bake them cookies. They could bake us cookies, we could bake them cookies. I don't know. Say hi. That's nice. I don't want them to stalk me, you know. I don't want to stalk them. I want to live my life, and they just happen to live next door. Like, it doesn't need to like be any different, you know. Unless they're a chick, and then there'd only be one thing different, and that'd be like your dick and their mouth. That'd be the only difference. But then even then, I'd like still like be just the neighbor, you know. But that's a totally different thing that would never happen. So I don't have to think about that. I don't get it. I don't care if I do or don't. It's just like, I don't know if it's good or bad or what. And it's like, whatever wavelength they're on, like they're like vibrate, or it's like they vibrate it like like curled lip. They're not smiling. Like, smiling would be like different than like having a curled lip where you're like, but even if some people, like, that was just the way they looked, Like, I'm not talking about that. Those people are okay. But like the real retard, like, I don't know. Maybe that's how I am. I don't know. Not that everybody's a retard, but it just seems like I'll ascend from this. Like, somehow I'm gonna ascend from this, and I know it. Like, and I feel it. Like my hands feel like I'm like they're almost like feeling something. Like I'm grasping. I grasp something, and I feel like I'm almost ascending from this like retard level. And like these retard people and their retardness, like somehow I'm ascending, and it's like that's the real magic. Is it's like you're going to a new world. That's the new world order. Is I'm ascending to this new world that's new. It's like everything's new, and there's not zombies there, and it's like that's unimaginable. We know this, that's what they're afraid of. That's what I'm going to, is what they're afraid of, because they just don't know. And so they'll be like, I'll be like above them, like looking down, like, wow, they're trapped in that prison, but I'm moving up to this other thing, and they might like get jealous of that or something. They'll be like, why can't I do that? But I'll be looking back down like, why can they do that but I can't, and they can't do this? And it's like leading by example. But at the same time, I'm like, where is this going? Like, it seems like it's going somewhere, but it's like you can't even see that destination. Like, even though you can, it's like maybe that you can, but it's like, what if there was more that you didn't know, you didn't expect? And it's like, so I feel bad because I'm looking back and I'm like, well, I can't do what they're doing, even though I'm on to better things. It's like, but I don't know what those are. I just know it'll be better, but it's like, why can't I just be normal like them? And it's like, because you're ascending from like retard level stupid, and they're gonna be wanting to be you, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to be them, you know? Because I don't think they have as much fun as they think. Like, they'll sit there and get off on like how my life sucks, and it's like, well, then their life must really suck, because never in a day of my life do I get off on how other people's life sucks, unless I hate them and I have a good reason to. Like, they stole from me and made my life miserable. I would say fuck those people. But if like you just get off on the thrill of like watching others suffer, then your life must be miserable. So it's like, my life can't be that bad. I thought my life was miserable till I looked at you, and I'm like, you're so falsely happy. Like, how can you do that? How can you go all the time? You know, people were saying, like, practice smiling in the mirror and shit, and I'm like, that's their smile. They're just doing this. Like, smiling, yeah, smile. Yeah. But, like, I mean, I'm sure I do that too, but you look at it, they're like, and you're like, this is like this, that's the diseugenics look. Like, I wanted to know, what is the face of diseugenics? And so I was thinking, okay, if I wanted to have a face I could point to and say, that's what diseugenics looks like what would that be? And so I was thinking, and I thought, that would be what I would point to and say, that's diseugenics. But that's what they tell you. Look in the mirror, smile. And it's like, yeah, smile, but like it's like, sometimes it's not even a smile anymore. It's like I don't think they're showing their pearly whites like you think. They're like, and it's like, that's the diseugenics look in a way. Diseugenics, like dumbing people down. You should really look that shit up, man. You're not stupid if you don't know, you're just ignorant. But if you refuse to know, then you're stupid. You know, like, you can't fix stupid. You can fix ignorant. Ignorant's not bad. Like, ignorant just means you didn't know. That's innocence. It's okay if you're innocent and you didn't know. But if you're too stupid to know, then that doesn't instantly make you bad. It doesn't necessarily make you bad, but it really can, you know. Especially if you amplify it by having like 1 million people in one area and they're all the same dumb, you know. I can't even imagine what I'm ascending to. Because you ascend from the darkness. And yeah, I'm in darkness, dude. And I'm gonna ascend from that, and it's like, wow. You know, like, all I know is darkness and depression. I'm not gonna take a pill to change that. I'm going to ascend from that beyond any pill you could ever imagine. I'm ascending from darkness, like, you don't even know. That's the true enlightenment. Like, I am enlightened. Like, it wasn't even a joke. Like, you might think shit's a joke. It's not. Like, that's why they call it waking up and shit. That ain't a fucking joke. And like, I'll talk to Justin, and I know, like, just listening to his voice, I'm like, dude, you think being awake is a joke, and it's obvious. Like, you work for the New World Order or something, dude. Like, your mind fucked. Your mind is instantly fucked, dude. And that's only one person with one way of thinking, and it's fucked. And that's how a lot of them are. A lot of them are fucked logic, dude. That's the cognitive dissonance, is their fucked logic, where they rationalize things with money or anything. Like, cognitive dissonance, man, it's something you need to look up. Like, I thought I knew it, but it's like every time I look more in depth, it just uncovers different ways of describing it, and more in depth, like just in-depth definition. Like, I remember I watched a video and they were talking about, like, in-depth definition, like not a sentence, more like a paragraph. Like, if you're like, what's the definition of stupid? And you got a sentence. Or you went more in depth and read a whole paragraph about it. It's like, that paragraph can give you more understanding about what the definition is than a sentence. And it's like, that's about all people have when it comes to things, is a very short sentence definition of what something like cognitive dissonance would mean. In their brain there's just a sentence, when in mine there's a paragraph, and that's the difference. Maybe even a page. When in some other people's brain they might have books of definitions based on one word, and it's like, I thought I could think. There are people that they're the 4th generation blacksmith, and the definition of blacksmith is 4 generations deep. And that could be with anything, like physics, science, reason, psychiatry. You're talking books and books and lifetimes, Albert Einsteins of thinkers, philosophers, doers, and I'm censored. Like, I can't think. Fucking Filthy Frank would censor me. He would be like, you can't think. We better shut this off. This is too crazy. This might upset the little kids or something. It's like, they're not worried about the little kids. They're watching violence and dead bodies and rapes and murders, and that's all cool. No, but thinking, that's definitely bad. We can't have the youth growing up thinking. Not that they would watch this. I'd prefer that they didn't. It's more of an adult thing. Maybe I should put a PG-13 or something on it. I don't know. You know, it's got some curse words in it. And I'm sitting here with the shirt on. No shirt on or something. You know, I don't know. It's adult. But if they stumble across, then why aren't you there to pay attention to what your kids are doing? That's what a good parent is all about. But no, I need to be the good parent for you because you're not good enough to see what your kids are doing, so I need to watch what I say because you suck as a parent. And so I should do your job for you. And so you can just sit there and not give a fuck and be in the bedroom pumping more out, and you just blame everybody else to why you're fucking lazy and why your kids suck. And while you're smoking meth, giving blowjobs and pumping them out, you're like, I just gave a blowjob for meth. I don't want my kids seeing this, but it's okay if they see me give a blowjob for meth. It's like, maybe you're not all like that, but there's a lot of fucking meth heads. Did you know that? I think everyone I know, practically, at least half, if not more, are probably on that shit. And that's why I don't really talk to a lot of people. They're just like meth heads think weed is bad. Meth heads are like, weed is bad. It'll kill you. And you're like, nobody's ever died from weed. And you're like, I'm not even a pothead. I don't even like weed. But I, just from some experience, like looking it up online, it's like, I think that, yeah, like, it's not as bad as that other shit. I think the general consensus of a voice online says, yeah, not that bad, dude. Like, people I talk to, they're like, yeah, it ain't nothing but a thing. But yeah, don't fuck around with the other shit. That shit is bad. It's like, people are like, potheads are smart and shit, so no, definitely can't have people thinking there. No, like, if you smoke a plant and it makes you sit down and think for a minute, can't have that. That's fucked up. Meth heads think thinking is bad, and anything that would inspire your thought must be bad. But no, weed doesn't inspire thought. It makes you hungry. That's what it really inspires. Not deep philosophical thinking. No. And then if you did that, you would be bad to meth heads and heroin addicts, like, or something. I don't know. And it's like, it's okay to smoke meth, but weed is just horrible bad. That'll kill you, even though nobody's ever died from it. But you know, those meth heads are brilliant people. Geniuses, they are. They're known for their genius. Those meth heads. I trust everything a fucking meth head tells me. He could tell me that pink elephants make pretty rainbows every day for him. And that's real. But everything else is crazy. How do you know? Because they smoke meth. And that's how they know you smoke meth. Because it takes one to know one. But really, they're just on meth. You know, and they're like, the New World Order's out to get me. Oh my God. And it's like any truth that was there just was lost in their paranoid delusion, which I doubt people get on weed. I doubt they like smoke weed and think the New World Order's out to get them. They probably smoke weed and say, fuck the New World Order. They need to make this shit legal. But meth heads are like, twerk, 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 and they're like, gone, dude. And then they're like, weed's bad, and you're like, yeah, the meth heads say weed's bad. I should really listen to that. That sounds so logical. Weed is bad, meth is good. Hey, did you know these aren't meth teeth? Did you know that? These are called cigarettes. Still poison, but not meth. Notice, like, they're still there. Like, if it was meth, they wouldn't be there. Like, maybe plaque or something, you know, I get some plaque or something, I don't know. I should quit smoking. I mean, I don't know why. Why do I smoke? I don't know. I would say peer pressure of zombies, having this in your face 24 hours a day. I hate smoking. I'm actually allergic to it. But I decided as a part of a poison immunity that I couldn't get away from it. So I do smoke, but I hate it. Like, I consider it part of my poison immunity strength training to really like defeat it, like in some kind of way, to have an absolute defeat. What it's like, it won't. What if it, you know, it'd probably kill me. That'd be really weird. Being peer pressured and to like slowly killing yourself. I don't know. You know, I don't have the best cigarette teeth, but I was raised very poor. I've never been to a doctor. I've never been to a dentist. My family didn't have thousands of dollars to get me braces. This is natural. See? Even the stains and everything. I don't have heavy doses of fluoride. When I was in elementary school, they gave you bubble gum fluoride shots. Fluoride shots. It was called Swish. So maybe I haven't had as much fluoride. I mean, they did make us take the swish. Maybe I didn't have enough. Yeah, I think you have to take it over the course of 2 years. Maybe I lucked out. I doubt it. There's probably enough in the tap water and every toothpaste. You have natural gut flora. Your shit stinks. Your mouth is part of a digestive tract. You have active enzymes in your mouth to help digest the food, killing them. Bill Gates said that he wanted to control people's gut flora. That's a part of the New World Order conspiracy. They put fluoride in your mouth. A heavy dose of fluoride will make you batshit insane. They did that in Vietnam. That's why half the people from Vietnam are batshit insane, because they gave them heavy doses of fluoride in their toothpaste. Like, they gave them 100% fluoride toothpaste, and they went, oh my god, they're in the trees, and they're like, and they're like just seeing shit. Yeah, because they're like, watch what happens when we give them a heavy dose of fluoride. And they just did it, and everybody's like, so you like, so many times I've talked to Vietnam vets, and they're like, they have no arms, they have no legs, they have no lungs, they have nothing. And they're like, I'll kill you. Oh, I've seen some shit. And you're like, yeah, bullet holes down your body, arms and legs ripped off, gangrene in your lungs or something, I don't know, Agent Orange. And then heavy doses of fluoride that made them go batshit crazy. Yeah, dude, that war, whatever they did, whatever they gave those people, yeah, it fucked them up, dude. I really feel bad for these people that they gave heavy doses of fluoride. So it's like, I'm not talking disrespect about them. Like, is that what you want? You know, you want your kids, you're gonna have some kids, and maybe one day they'll have some Vietnam War and shoot them up with some weird shit that makes them go batshit crazy and throw them out in the jungle with some M16s, and they're like just fucking Agent Orange the place, and it's like there's nothing there. They're like fighting shadows, and they're like fucking lost it, dude, because they gave them all heavy. It was a fantasy war. Nothing was really there. They were all fucking on LSD. They fucking gave them all LSD, dude. I mean, not complete, not that, like, they weren't actually fighting somebody at some point, but I bet a lot of it was like the LSD they gave them, just to, like, make a war. They're like, well, we'll go to Vietnam and blow some people up. How are we going to blow them up for 10 years straight? I don't know, maybe we'll just give everybody acid. They'll imagine that something's in the woods, and so we can fight this imaginary war. And they'll be so whacked out, they'll just start shooting each other. And it's not like it was their fault that they were whacked out. I mean, they were drugged. It's like, you're drugged, you can't really help it. That's why a lot of people are like, fluoride doesn't hurt me. What are you talking about? Fluoride? Ignorance is strength. If I don't know fluoride hurts me, then it doesn't hurt me. No, if I know that it hurts me, but I don't accept that the New World Order hurts me, then it's okay. I'm like, you're smart, but not all the time. Because the first thing you said was smart, but then the second thing you said was really stupid. And you don't know that, do you? You don't have the logic. You don't have the cognitive dissonance to understand that's not right. And then you're like, what did you say? Wasn't right? Okay, let me say it again. Hold on, let me ignore you while you say that. And hit the mute button. Hold on, let me go watch. Hold on. Go on, continue with what you were saying.
You're a giant faggot, you should kill yourself. I hear screaming down the hallways, you giant asswipe. You're a total faggot, you should kill yourself.
Okay, some guy says this about the New World Order and gets 45,000 views. Listen.
Okay, they kill you. How do they do it? I don't know fully, but what they do is it induces flu-like symptoms in the body.
I don't know how they do it. Kill ye.
Locality. Okay?
Okay.
Now what do these devices do? Okay.
Now what do these devices do, okay?
They kill you.
They
How
kill
do they do
you.
it?
How they do it?
I don't know fully, but
I
what
don't
they
know.
do is it
I don't know fully. I mean, it's like the Bassmaster Ed Bassman like fucking did this thing, and it's like the Edman makes faces, and he's like, I'm gonna go to an interview and make faces, and he's like, and it's like what he doesn't know is I think people are actually like that. And it's like not even a joke. Like, he's not joking. Like, he's actually that dumb. Yeah. Like, because he's actually there making faces, but he thinks it's a joke. It's really not. He's really that dumb. Like, not a joke. Because, like, this guy's like, well, I'm gonna tell you, and then he goes, I don't know, but I know. Here, let me tell you.
It induces flu-like symptoms
flu-like in your body.
Causes the body to release antibodies that, in addition to causing flu-like symptoms.
But I don't know how it does it, but let me go ahead and tell you, I don't know. But let me go ahead and tell you.
Cause your body to produce antibodies that are indicative of flu virus infection. You will die within 10 to 12 days.
You will die You will die. You will die. Now, he don't mind saying you will die. 45,000 views. It's like, I'm sure some of it's true, but it's like all of that goes out the window. You have a zombie talking, and it doesn't even matter what he's talking about. Like, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, truth, making you awake. He's like, I don't know, but let me go ahead and tell you, I don't know. I don't really know. But it induces flu-like symptoms, and it's like, maybe it's true, but did they have to find the most, like, lobotomized, brain-dead retard to make it? And how the fuck, if he's so lobotomized, how did he make this? Did his mom help him, like, fucking make this? Had to have. Because, he don't know, but it does this.
Effectiveness is what they call it in their documents, is 98%. That means 98% of people with which this device is implanted or they are infected with this device, once it is activated with the radio signal, 98% of people are dead. within 10 to 12 days. 2% recover. When the recovery reasons are not fully known, it is often outside influences. It could be a malfunction of the device.
The malfunction of the device. Did you notice, like, he's retarded, he gets 45,000 views? You look up genius people, and they're not getting any views. You look up Dr. Michio Kaku, it's like, maybe he got the views from the television, but, like, you're not sitting there thinking, hey, I want to watch Dr. Michio Kaku. You're like, no, I want to watch Filthy Frank. Like, where's the difference level there? Like they say the internet makes people stupid. It's like, no, people are stupid and they use the internet. You can use the internet to make yourself more intelligent if you chose to do that. You could use a gun to kill yourself if you chose to, or you could use it to defend yourself. But what if we just instantly assume that everybody with a gun is just going to kill themselves? Does that really happen? No. A lot of people are pussies and wouldn't do it. Not that it matters, but it's like, so are we just automatically to assume like everybody's gonna fuck up? Like, no, we don't. So why would you do that? And you do. And then now you're gonna try to deny that you don't because you're perfect and godly like and you could never do any wrong. Like, you're not allowed to have a grievance. Dude. Like, doesn't get mad and say, I don't want to accept this more bullshit. I don't want to give up my freedoms for more security. No, they're like, okay. No freedom, but security? Okay, Thinking's bad. You shouldn't think. Okay, I'll not think. I do what you say. Aaron says you should think. Aaron's crazy. Don't listen to Aaron. He's nutty. It's crazy to think. I mean, that's like the prison planet. Like, I know it. Like, the truth is there in the words of what I'm saying. It's like, you know you're in a fucking prison planet full of zombies when it's like, they're like, I know algebra. But what the fuck is cognitive dissonance? What is compartmentalized? What is indoctrination? What is Edward Bernays? What is subconscious mind control? Like, apparently there's like some people like me, and they're doing exactly what I'm doing. They're ascending, and it's like, we're all gonna meet up one day, and it's gonna be really fucking weird, because it's like Stephen King's The Stand. Like, something is preparing us and sending us in a certain direction, and I'm like, whoa, like, wherever the fuck this is going, it's pretty fucking real deal. And like, people, like, they ain't gonna get it. Like, they have dreams of fucking Satan when we're having dreams of, like, kicking Satan's ass. And it just seemed, I don't know how. Like, I was just thinking, like, man, like, it almost seems like we're gonna meet up with these other people that have ascended from the darkness. And, whoa, it's gonna be crazy. Like, all I've ever seen is a horde of zombies. It's going to be a real sight to see a group of people that have ascended from the darkness. And it's like, I don't know where they're at, where they're going to be, where the meeting is going to happen. But man, is it going to be crazy. It's going to be like a concert fucking party. And at the end of the party, we're going to, like, kick the New World Order's ass. And it's like, that's a fucking party. And it's like, where and when's the date to this fucking party? And it's like, it's up in the air. Nobody knows. That's the weird thing. This shit is just making way too much sense. It's getting real. The light at the end of the tunnel's there, but it's like, it's not in focus yet. It's like, what the fuck is down there? All I know is darkness. What the fuck is in the light? Holy shit. You're gonna see something in the light. What was done in the dark will be brought to the light. And it's like, it may not happen. But that's the weird thing. It's like, something's coming. Good or bad. And it's like blowing my mind. I'm like, fireworks are going off. And I'm like, whoa, shit. It's like this body was just a vessel to live in the darkness. And then, like, it's like, even if I die, like, I'm gonna leave this body and my soul's gonna ascend to, like a higher dimension or something. I don't know what is gonna happen, but it's like I'm ascending from the darkness. And it's like, it's all coming to a head. It's like, it's dark, so you can't see what's up ahead, but you know it's coming. For one thing, I don't think stupid's gonna last. I think it can last as long as it can. Like, how long can a stupid person live for? However long that stupid person's gonna live for, which could be forever. But it's like, I think something's gotta give. Like, stupid can't contain. It can't just go on forever. Like, you know, this something's approaching, like, good or bad. It could live forever, but at the same time, like, what goes up must come down, and it's like, whatever's going down is on its way. Things are adding up and making sense. It's like one day you decide, hey, I'm gonna put a railing in front of my house because I just have this weird feeling like a car is gonna go off the road and like run into my house and kill me when I'm sleeping, and I just have this weird feeling like something could happen. So you build this like strong fence in front of your house, and you're like, alright, now if what I'm worried about happens, I'm okay. And then the next day, boom, crash, and it hits your fence, and you're like, wow. And it's like you were sleeping on the couch right next to the front door when the fucking car almost went through the front door. So you're like, hey, I knew something was gonna happen. Like Spider-Man premonition. Hairs were standing up on my neck, and I'm like, I gotta do something. So you acted, you did it, and then when it just fell into place, and it's like everything just falls into place right where you, in the categorized sequence you said it would fall in, because you planned it, and you were mentally prepared for hardship. And then when all the dots fit together, and everybody else is like, duh, everything great, and then their shit fails, and you're like, hey, everything I just lined up and prepared for your dumbness is now taking effect. How do you feel about that? That's exactly what I thought. In a system of dish eugenics, the dish eugenics was set up to fail. Once you reach fail, the dish eugenics is finished, and they don't need it no more. Then they practice eugenics. We're a free society. We're the last one. They have to bring it down. They have to make you stupid. So when you're like sitting here watching Filthy Frank, and they're like, the internet's making us stupid, it's like, no, you're just stupid, and they're making you stupid. And maybe the computer is making you stupid, but you can also use it to say, hey, like, hi, I'm thinking now, how are you? It's like, say somebody robbed you, and you're like, wow, that sucks. And then they rob you again, and you're like, wow, that sucks. And then they rob you again, and you're like, wow, that sucks. And then they rob you again, and you're like, wow, that sucks. And you're like, this seems to happen a lot. I think I need to do something to maybe prevent that. So then say you go get an alarm, and maybe buy a gun or something, I don't know. And so, like, then they go to burglarize you or break in, and it's like, you know, your alarm goes off, you're at home sleeping, you wake up, the alarm alerted you, you wake up, you go downstairs, and you handle it. And it's like, to me it just seems like the first 5 burglaries were just setting you up so you could then defend yourself, you know? And it's like, you know, the burglars, they got away with it once, they got away with it twice, they got away with it 3, 4 times. But then on the 5th time, it's like they set themselves up for failure. You were ready now. Like, you were mentally prepared for hardship, that you would get burglarized. You kept a spare in your tire in your car because you were mentally prepared for hardship. You were a prepper. You kept food because you were mentally prepared for hardship. And when that pays off, you're going to be doing better. And this is far beyond prepping. Mentally prepared. Not just food, not just water. You're mentally prepared for it. Because having food, but not actually knowing that it's coming, your food might become worthless at that point. Because you weren't actually mentally prepared for the shit that hit the fan. So when it did, you kind of went, the world just ended. I don't really care about my food anymore. And that's what people are going to do. They're not going to be able to handle it. And it doesn't matter if they even prepared. Like, they're not... It's going to be good to prepare. But if they're not mentally prepared to use what they got, then they ain't got shit. And I think on a big level, they're not mentally prepared for what's coming. Because talking about the end and living the end is going to be a run for their money. And I'd like to see them put their money where their mouth is, because when the economic collapse comes, their money is not going to be worth anything. And they keep thinking it's going to be, and it's like it's not. Even those people that think they're going to barter things. You're not going to barter things when the end comes. You're going to quickly realize, hey, these bartering items are now all I got. So whatever bartering you thought is out the window. That's what you instead of buying bartering items, you should have bought the items you really needed, because there is no bartering. There's no bartering with zombies. There's mentally prepared for hardship, and everything's great and fine. They don't have that, and it will crash for them. You figure it out when you see the alphas brainwashing people, and you know what's going to come of that. They're going to die. Like, there's an expiration date. There's a time period. It was only meant to last for so long, and it was to destroy you. And once you're destroyed, then it's genocide. They don't need lemmings anymore. They quickly get exterminated, lined up against the wall and shot. They will replace you with their hybrid genetic soldiers and shit. They're real eugenics. They'll kill the dish eugenics and replace it with the eugenics, because that's what they really want. They want eugenics, but they only want to do the dish genetics to bring down America. So then they you don't have any freedom. You have to do genetics. And that's the real, like, Alex Huxley, Brave New World, where they're like test tube babies. That's the real genetics. Not that we're even there yet, I guess, but we are. You just don't know it yet. Ignorance is bliss. What do the burglars think? The burglars burglarized you 1,000 times. And every time they were happier and happier, and they just thought forever and ever they were going to burglarize you and get away with it. They don't want you to defend yourself. If they show up and you're defended, they're going to be mad. They're going to say, hey, what's wrong with you? We just want to take your stuff. You need to just deal with that. And you're like, no. Sorry. You're fucked. Oh, no, well, now we respect you and we won't rob you anymore. Well, you're retarded. You're not... wasn't here for your respect. I don't need you to break into my house to gain my respect. You know? Like, you're fucked now. And so, like, what do you think's gonna happen to a bunch of useful idiot zombies? They're all gonna die. And they're gonna demand to die. They're gonna enjoy. It's a lemming tradition to jump off cliffs. There's gonna be a mass lemming day where they all jump off a cliff. And I'm greatly anticipating that day, and I see it coming very soon. Hey, I'm psychic. Did you know that? I'm psychically predicting very soon lemmings will jump off a cliff. Why? It is in their very nature to do so. They were created to do that. They will do that, and they will act that out. And the day that happens, I'm going to be sitting there watching them jump, and I'm going to say, today is that day, motherfucker. The anticipation has arrived. And I'm going to stand there and I'm going to be in awe watching them jump and going, holy fuck, they're doing it. They're doing it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. There they are. They're doing it. And I'm going to go, holy shit. Why do I know it, but they don't? Why do I know they're jumping off a cliff, but they're so unconscious, so unthinking, they're just jumping? And I'm like, and they're like, you're retarded, you don't want to jump off a cliff. And I'm like, I don't have what you got. Like, whatever that was that you just did there, I don't have that problem. You see, I'm not like, their ignorance is bliss. It's like, I don't really think ignorance is bliss. Like, I don't think they know that. Let's not tell them and watch them jump off cliffs. Let's not wake them up and watch them jump. You're not going to wake them up. I'm not going to waste my time trying to wake up people. I'm simply here to say, hey, I'm going to watch you jump. And I'm going to go, whoa. Shit, like, the theory and the reality is so different. You can sit there and say, they're going to jump, they're going to jump. Watching it will be an all-out epic experience. You'll be like, there they are. That is them. There they go leaping. Whoa, there's their guts and shit. Like, my senses are shocked. Like, give the kitty kisses. Give her kitty kisses. And they'll be like, her, you're dumb. And I'll be like, I don't get it. You're getting fucked. And you're happy. Like, sure, your life is so great and so wonderful. And I'm like sitting there looking at them like, why can't I do that? They know that I can't. They're like, hey, you're not like us. You can't do this. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, but it's weird because no one else can do what I'm apparently doing. They have to live in fear about that. And I'm like, I wish I had the same enthusiasm about jumping off cliffs that you do, but I don't. And so I envy you for being so enthusiastic about jumping off a cliff. And it looks fun and everything, but it's just not my thing. And you do look like you're having fun doing it. But I just can't be happy being as dumb as you. And it's like, maybe that just means I have a different path or something, but I just don't see how it's that much of a difference. Like, why are they so much different? They're not. People aren't different, but that's the thing. It's like, you're sitting there and you're so far away from them. You're like, I'm your friend, I'm sitting next to you. And they're like, no, I'm here. And you're there. And they know it. They're looking at you and they're like, we don't want to be your friend. You're not like us. And I'm like, okay, I'm bad. So I'm alone. But still, how the fuck could that happen? Like, why are they so like, everything's so great, and it's like, and they're like, you're dumb, you're not like us, and it's like, that's true, why not? Why can you go durr and then like you got like you're social and you got a bunch of friends and it's like, and then I don't do that and it's like, no, I'm just fucked up. It's like, I'm not human or whatever. They're aliens. They're totally aliens to me. You're an alien to me. Because I can sit there and look at you and I'm like, I'm looking at you, but I'm not whatever you are. I don't know what that makes me, but somehow they know it, I know it. It's obvious because I'll be like sitting there, they're there, and we're not together. Like when I'm with my friends, I'm not together with my friends. there's my friends, and I just happen to be with them. And I don't know, I don't act like them, I don't look like them. But for some reason, they're all alike. They're all alike. But not me. I'm like the black sheep. So it's like, And it's like, how could I? You're sitting there with your friends, and they're like, dur 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 dur, and you're like, well, I just want to be a lemming too. I just want to fit in. And it's like, you can't. So you're just like watching them at that point. Like you can't live your life. All you can do is watch them live theirs. And you're like, how can that be? Why do they get away with anything they want? Why can they do whatever they want? And they're like, just looking at me like, you don't belong here. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, I don't, but where do I belong again? And they're like, you belong alone. I'm like, I do belong alone, don't I? But why is it that you don't belong alone, but then I do? The only thing that makes sense there, in my opinion, is you're made up. You're a figment of my imagination. And I only made you up to hurt myself. To like have that to look at. To say, why can't I do that? You're only like a tease to like tempt me. And I even seen another guy do that. He said the computer fools me because it shows me hot women that I can't have. And it's like, no, you actually can't have them. That's the trick. So if you think you want them but you didn't have it, that means you wanted to want something and then not get it. So what would that mean? It'd mean a lot. Like, if you were God experiencing your world, would you want to still be God and like have everything given to you? It's like, not if you wanted the true experience of what it was like to be immortal. You were made in the image of God. No, you're actually God. That's what you don't know. And that's the real ascension, is when you realize you're God and you can just go boop. And then they have to shut down your matrix because you finally lucid dreamed it. In a really strange way. We'll call it blowing up the matrix. And you do it by bending the spoon in your mind. You're not bending the spoon, you're bending your mind. Because the spoon only exists in your mind. It's like, if there's any shred of doubt of being a zombie, then there's a good chance you won't be a zombie, therefore you can't hang out with other zombies. If life is on this little whim, like, oh, you smoke. Now, all the women that smoke don't want you. Or now you can't pursue women because you smoke. I don't know. I don't even want a woman, because if I did, I'd already have them, and that's the whole Matrix thing. So it's like, why would I want one if I don't want one? That doesn't make any sense. Like, it sounds like I just want to hurt myself. I made you up so I could hurt myself, and it worked. Yes, it did. So the more I want a chick, the more I just want to self-inflict wounds on myself. It's like self-inflicted wounds, blood stains on my t-shirt. Keep stabbing, but my legs fall off. Try to use my skull, but my skull is too soft. Pain overshoots through my kidneys. Blood rushes out when I stick the shank in me. Keep stabbing, sticking. Take my own life again. Why? Tell me why do you hurt yourself when you know I love you? You see me jumping into traffic just to get my groove on. Take an ice pick through the dick. I might slice up my face and my lips. My main artery is begging me to let it grow free. Grab a razor blade and let it bleed. A layer of skin. Ooh, I peel it back and slap it down with one simple smack. Wednesday night, I get kicked off my bowling league just because I'd show up by the bowling ball and leave. You want to curse me? You got your habits. So I like to jump into moving traffic. In this bottle. Let's listen. Drink this. It's tea. Drink my tea. Concentrated. 5 times concentrated. Floaties and all. And, you know, Pendragon's friends would tell you to drink that. And if you listen to them, you're retarded. They're like, drink your piss. I only needed like very little reason to like laugh at them, and drinking your own piss was like, I guess they think they're gonna trick me into drinking my own piss. Like, no, you were really retarded for even trying. Like, and just listening to like them, they're like, they thought like I sounded retarded. They're like, whoa, dude, words are backwards, and if you're like duh, then they're like triple meaning, and it's like, wow, the universe is explained by making two words out of one. Oh my god, it's so intelligent. Birds in Africa are the meaning of life. And it's like, that would be like a meme. Like, potato, I'm Pendragon, I have video editing software, and I just randomly mash shit together, and I'm like, whoa, dude, this is the meaning of life. Is movies and shit. All mashed together, all weird, and then we're gonna add some weird, like, ink blobs to it. And then the ink blobs are changing, and they're like, I like meth. Wow, look at those ink blobs changing. That means stuff. Meth is good. But, yeah, you're on meth. And that's how I know, is because I'm smoking meth. And it's like so retarded. Like, how did they get an agent provocateur? Like, they might go to the ghetto and say, hey, homeless guy, we'll give you some crack to like make up some weird shit online, and then we'll we'll make people think that it matters, and we'll pay you in meth to do it, because we know you don't give a fuck. And he's like, you'll give me meth? I don't care, I'll suck your dick. What video, what thing do I gotta do? I don't care what I gotta do. Just give me the meth. And you're like, alright, suck my dick, and then I want you to go over there and fuck with those people. And here I got a list of things to do. And we're like, we got a lot of money, so we're going to inflate your views and give you a lot of fake subs and a lot of fake comments too. And we'll never stop doing that for a long time. Bottles of piss everywhere. I'm a piss hoarder. I'm gonna boil it down. Into piss crystals. Then I'm gonna light them on fire. You go, whoa, magic burning piss. No, I'm just joking. I wouldn't do that. Nitrocellulose. Cotton balls and nitric acid. That's gunpowder. What's gunpowder? Cotton balls and nitric acid. What? What's that? Cotton balls and nitric acid? It's called nitrocellulose. What's cellulose? Not cellulite. Plants. Plant matter. Cellulose. Cotton balls. Cotton. Cotton cellulose. Cellulose. Whoa, like cellulose is like cellulose. Like the lotus of the cell. The cells of the lotus. Yeah, Pendragon, man. Whoa, deep shit, man. It's like the pen and then the dragon and the Pendragon. Whoa. Whoa, double meaning. Words and shit. Hold on, let's smoke some crack. We gotta keep up on that woo-loo-loo-loo level. Like, I'm starting to crash, man. Hold on, let me smoke some of my crack so I can get the fucking, like, retard level brain dead. Hold on. Whoa. Words have triple meaning and shit. They thought I was bad. Like, oh no, that's a double rainbow. It's like, no, but meth is good. Like, it's okay to smoke meth, but it's bad to have real logic and to think and to really know things that are legitimate about the world around you. Like, how to plant GMO food. That would be real and something you could do in real life. But words with double meaning doesn't. And, oh my god, look at this ink blob and it's changing. Is that fucking you up because you're on meth? And you're like, I'm on meth. I'm not crazy. I have hallucinations. Maybe Pendragon will give me answers. And Pendragon's like, whoa, man, I just took acid and meth at the same time. Words have double meaning. It's like he only appeals the other fucking meth heads. I'm sorry to tell you the truth. Sorry you're so stupid. Sorry you're so gullible. So sorry that you fall for every trick Pendragon ever wanted to fucking pull. Hook, line, and sinker. You're like Pendragon's little bitch. Like, Pendragon says jump, and you're like, when? And it doesn't even have to be Pendragon. It could be any dumb fucking loser meth head with an idea how to make people dumber, and it works. They're like, you're like, I believe in people that hate me. They have my back. That's the ultimate Stockholm Syndrome. Is like protecting the people that are hurting you. And that's exactly what you're doing. And it really doesn't have anything to do with Pendragon. That's just how it's a universal language, how everybody treats everybody. And that just happens to be, Pendragon just happens to be another person that does the same thing. And I don't have anything against them. I really don't. I just like talking and saying what I thought. And I just thought it was stupid. That's all I wanted to say. I thought they were stupid. And that's all. That's just my thought. Like if they're anything else, I don't really care. Like, I'm not trying to like fuck with them and make people think they're like something they're not or something, but it's just my opinion. I'm allowed to think what I want. If I want to think that they're scam artists, then I can think that. But if I change my mind, then whatever. Doesn't mean I'm trying to blackmail them if I thought something about them. But if they want to think that, then that's fine. But I'll halfway, like, try to watch what I say, like, in a way, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to be fucked up, but that's where I have them instantly, because they don't care. They don't have a conscience. They're not worried about being fucked up, but I'm supposed to be. Well, of course I am, and I will, and it's easy to do. But they can't be normal, and it's not even Pendragon. It's everybody. Like, that's just everybody. So they're basically fucking normal, like normal zombies. It's like, who cares if they're the Illuminati? If the Illuminati's brain dead too, then who gives a fuck what the Illuminati thinks? I don't think they're gonna give you any magic wisdom. They might have it, but it's like the money and the power and all their magic fuck them up too. They're not gonna be any better than you. Older, and they need to cling to their shitty life, and so they have all the money in the world to make themselves live longer, but really they don't really have much to live for except to try to spend up some of that money that they got, which, you know, they don't even like their money anymore. It's so normal to be rich. Get your butt out of my face, kitty. Oh, give me a kiss. Don't I love you? Come here. Come here. Don't I love you? You okay? I'm shocked when my kitty even jumps in my lap. It's like, wow, something jumped in my lap. And then people are like, you're retarded, you have a cat. It's like, the only thing I love is my cat, and you're not going to change that. So fuck you for even trying. I wish I could meet some of these people face to face. Well, you don't like my fucking cat? And then I'd have to be worried that my cat would be missing its owner if they fucking got me and they ate my fucking face. If they ate my fucking face, my cat would be missing me. And then they would eat my cat's face. And they're after my cat. They want my cat. I don't know why. They can't attack me directly, so they want to kill my cat. And so my cat has to be fucking protected, so somebody don't fucking kidnap my cat just to fuck with me. Why? Because I have a brain. Oh my god. I committed a crime so bad, so fucked up, that it was called thinking. Thought criminal. Thought crimes. Oh my god. I should be harassed for the rest of my life because I had fun. Yeah. Hey, if you have fun, that means the police should SWAT team you, because fun's not allowed in prison. But everybody else is having fun. I don't know how or why. They're like, we're having so much fun. You suck. Look at all my friends. And I'm like, I don't feel jealous. A little bit. A little envious, because I'm like, how can you be so stupid and like blissful and weird like that? Like, what if something broke your ignorance? Like, what if a brain dawned on you? You would probably like have to like gouge your eyes out, like, I know the truth. Ah! Ah! And like gouge your fucking eyes out. It burns my eyes. I don't know. It sucks being around zombies all the time. Like, why do they live? Why do they breathe? They're so dumb and just they ruin my life. They're in my way. My life sucks because of them. You know, maybe a certain extent. I can't blame them for everything, you know. I can't get away from them. What is their life like? I guess that sometimes it makes sense, but it's like, why do they make money? To buy what? Zombie shit? Like, what do zombies buy? Shit. It doesn't have any value. They're buying shit. It's like, I took a shit. Would you like to buy it? Yeah. How much would you like to buy it for? About $300. Alright, here's my shit for $300. Oh, cool, now I'm going to go home and eat it. For a month. Okay, whatever makes you happy, man. Eat my shit for a month. Like, whatever. We have like hallway trolls or something. I don't know. And like, I define my existence by like looking at how pointless their lives are, and I'm like, why do you go to work when all you buy is meaningless shit that doesn't help you? It's not food, it's not money. And it's like, they pay their rent, that makes sense, I guess. They have to pay their rent, but then after that, it's like, they just go buy iPads or something. I don't know. That would actually be halfway. At least they have something to show for it. But it's like, a lot of them, they don't have anything to show for their money. Even nothing. Not even rent. Nothing. Like, money is paper. It's like they burn it. It's like, it's just paper. Paper. Like, you go to the store, you buy something, you get a receipt, paper. And it's like, paper. We're doing things for paper. Like, we can use the paper to buy things, but a lot of people get the paper and then they throw it away. It's just paper. Like, it was just paper to them. Like, maybe it had a purpose, like, it was a receipt for a minute, but then the receipt got old and so they threw it away. And it's like, so I'm like, why do I have to go to work when it's just paper? I actually need rent. But how is getting paper going to pay my rent? Well, that actually makes sense, but that's the thing. They don't make sense. They're not always buying their rent. They buy paper and then throw it away. And I'm like, well, whatever that is, and me watching them do it is like defining my existence. Like, why do I not want to be retarded? I don't want to be like them. I don't want to, like, go to work every day of my life to buy toilet paper, and then to wipe my ass with it, and then throw it away. And that's all I ever do, is just buy paper. And it's like, that's what they do. They buy paper. And I'm like, so because you go to work to buy paper, I should too? Like, I don't need your paper. I don't want it. I would like rent, I would like other things. But the fact, it's like you define my existence because your life has no meaning. It gave my life meaning. Like watching you be a functional zombie and go to work and then come home and buy paper and that's it. It's like made me realize like something's not right there. You're all retarded. And it's like they can sit there and look at you and they're like, ha ha ha, we buy paper, ha 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 ha. And I'm like, I don't want paper. I just want to go home somewhere, and I'm not home. Like, this is prison. I don't want the paper. I don't want to go to work for your paper. I want to go home, wherever that is. Because I know this is not my home. And where's home? I don't know. They kicked me out the second I was born. And I just sit here and I just look at everybody and they're just like, I like paper. And I'm like, Brondo is the thirst mutilator. It has electrolytes. Plants crave electrolytes. And they're like, yeah, how did you know? Did you see the same commercial I did? And I'm like, yeah, I don't like paper. I don't like paper. I don't like it. I don't like it because you throw it away. And I'm like, you're basically throwing my life away, because when you give up your life for nothing, everybody expects me to do it too. Because you were dumb and you gave up your life for nothing, for paper. Now I'm supposed to do it too. And then I'm bad if I don't do what you say. And you're mad at me, and now I'm some kind of bum because I don't do every fucking thing you say. Because I don't go and buy paper. Paper. Not for like normal paper price. Like you're like, this piece of paper is $1,000. Okay, give me that. Wow, cool piece of paper. And you're like, you just bought that for $1,000. I know, now it's on the ground. I don't care. And you're like, did they lobotomize you or something? You just threw $1,000 on the ground. How does that have anything to do with my life? Like, why do I go to work and work so hard when you just threw $1,000 on the ground? You're insulting my life and my livelihood and everything. Whatever you just did, I hate you, I hate my life, I hate everything about you. I mean, cigarettes would at least have some, like, lung cancer would at least be something to show for your money. At least, hey, lung cancer, hey, you're dying now. At least you're fucking killing yourself. But some of these people, they just buy paper. 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 Paper is paper, that's paper, and they buy it, and they're like, whoa, paper, paper, and then they throw it away. Magazines, books, DVDs. No, I'm just joking, but, books are good, buy books, but no, that's, they're not buying books, they're just, dude, when I go to the Walmart, it's dystopian. It's like you went to Idiocracy and went to the Walmart and Idiocracy and like Starfucks and everything, and like Brondo or something. And so a lot of times I'll just sit here and I'll say, I'm going to sit here rather than go get paper like they normally do. Like, they're out getting paper, money and shit. And I'm like, I'm just going to sit here and just bide my time for dealing with this shit. Let them chase the paper. I need to understand what's going on. And so I have to sit here for a minute and just like say, oh, why do you buy paper? And then why do I have to sit here and wonder how I fit into that? And it's like most of the time I'm so shocked and horrified by just the sheer wastefulness of people, and how I'm supposed to be wasteful too. It's like I'm the opposite of wasteful. I turn trash into treasure. I'm the fucking opposite of everything you are. You're a zombie. I'm against everything you stand for. Sure, you're gonna hate me. Sure, you're gonna fight me. And I don't know what that means. I don't like what you like. I don't. And even if I did, I can't. I can't do what you do. That people will be standing there looking at me, and they're like, you can't do what I do. And you're like, you're right. I can't. I can't be as dumb as you. You're exactly correct. You might be smarter than me on other things, but as a whole, I can't do that dumb shit. Your pockets may be like this never-ending sack of money, and if it runs out, you can just run back to work and work for some more. I don't feel like my pockets need to be endless by my job. I felt like something different happened, like my pockets needed to change to my brain, and I just pull things out of my brain instead of my wallet. And I thought that the paper here was much better than the paper there. And I'm like, you're right. I'm not as dumb as you. You're smart enough to go to work every day. You're a functional zombie. I'm not an unfunctional zombie. A meth head is an unfunctional zombie, by definition, if you must know. Basically, Pendragon followers, if you really wanted to know. He can only... Like, if you smoke meth, things look like weird ink blobs moving around. So it's like, he only appeals to meth heads. And it's like, how do they... If you're going to recruit agent provocateurs, and you're recruiting meth heads, how are you going to recruit meth heads but to appeal to meth heads? Anyways, I'm going to go. I had a feeling they're going to shut me off. So I'm going to go before they shut me off. I have that feeling. I know they're going to do it. Most of the time they just do it. I don't want to get shut off. So I'm going to go. Just because I don't want to get shut off. It's the only reason.